Mental health in America has become a pertinent public health issue. Americans are in need of local public places that provide positive health experiences, whether by encouraging physical activity, providing mental health resources, giving access to fresh foods, or creating a social environment. Our cities and suburbs are designed in isolation. Most places are not designed to be compatible with human interaction. Urban living allows for dense populations and prosperous economies, but urban areas are often designed without the key consideration of inhabitants' well-being. When green spaces are added to an area that lacks nature, people flock there. The physical and psychological responses are entirely positive. Studies show that mental disorders are more prevalent in urban areas than rural areas. This brings our focus to creating a positive place for people in urban areas to access. Ecologist E.O. Wilson once said, "Organisms, when housed in unfit habitats, undergo social, psychological, and physical breakdown." Because of the poor design of urban and suburban sprawl, people lack community, the ability to walk safely between points, shared multi-purpose spaces, and local food systems. Positive places for people to entertain, consume, relax, and interact are a destination for many people. The problem lies in the accessibility and frequency of such places. I'm Miranda.
I'm Nina.
I'm Lily.
I'm Jerry.
And we propose The Mix, a neighborhood center which embodies culture, creativity, and above all, community. Our vision is a mixed-use center within a T4 neighborhood in an effort to revitalize urban areas with depressive features and ensure that it is made as accessible as possible to the people that already live in the surrounding area. This space will cater to people of all walks of life and offer everyone one-stop service where they can live, work, and play. Not only will it enhance the local environment, but also offer modern, comfortable, and convenient living conditions. The neighborhood will serve as a transportation hub, accessible from all of the surrounding areas of the T4 transect. Walks or bike rides to transportation will be made easy and direct with impressive greening rates. With a prioritization of urban agriculture, another social, educational, and healthy system will be woven into the fabric of this neighborhood. The mixed-use center will revitalize communities and foster cultural expressions by combining the elements of community-promoting spaces with revitalization via green space and local food.
Our techniques. We will structure a brand new community in which local parks and commercial streets are incorporated. We will work with property developers to construct multifunctional buildings where people not only have access to fulfill what they need, but also have a great opportunity to live in convenient, mixed-use neighborhoods. From this framing process, this will not only encourage different individuals to interact more frequently, but people can also serve themselves through work, childcare, healthcare, shopping, which can increase efficiency. We will introduce more eco-friendly construction materials and facilities, which can reduce pollution while regenerating energy, reducing costs. Also, we can introduce glass outer walls to buildings to guarantee the light can fully penetrate into the interiors while saving more energy. We can plan to mix the park and community to make sure we are maximizing the coverage of greenery. Interior gardens and house gardens are also important to consider because people will have more opportunities and places to plant their own foods. We can introduce the latest technologies to reduce energy consumption, build more solar panels and windmills to regenerate electricity, choose elevators with power recovery feature, install charging stations for new energy automobiles, provide hybrid power shuttle buses to move people, and encourage individuals to install intelligent air conditioning systems. We can provide shuttle service to transfer individuals to different transportation centers. We can use eco-friendly paints for streets and more light-reflective materials, which can improve safety and environment. We also can subsidize more commercial shops to join the community, which is beneficial for both individuals and owners. We would like to build an underground parking lot because it's a good method to provide extra space for individuals to focus on their working experience, while reducing the chances for car accidents or conflict. If there is not enough opportunity for pedestrians to feel safety and personal well-being, then this area is not highly sustainable. Local food production, urban orchards, community gardens, school gardens, and lawn food production will be incorporated wherever possible. Wasted spaces will be few and far between. People's psychology and mental status are also crucial factors to consider. The purpose is to create a sense of collective spirit. People can communicate with each other face to face since there will be many spaces that allow them to relax, talk, and entertain. There will no longer be separation between housing units without an efficient way for people to easily access them. Whenever people travel in this neighborhood, they should feel optimistic rather than nervous or uncomfortable.
Components. Our T4 district aims to cater to people of all ages, demographics, and socioeconomic statuses. Living. There will be mixed income, multi-generational, and multi-family apartment style and townhouse style housing located on the upper levels of 3, 4, and 5-story buildings. There will be different types of housing and densities that embody the missing middle housing. Working. New buildings will be ideal, accessible mixed-use spaces with local business and retail, residential units, and private and public office spaces. People will have the opportunity to live and work in the same area and therefore enjoy a wide range of amenities. With everyone's needs accommodated in the same place, there will be reduced use of personal vehicles. Shared spaces. People are more likely to walk in areas that have a multitude of uses and that are visually appealing. Thus, shared spaces will be a vital component of this district, where there will be cars, bicycles, pedestrians, and multiple other modes of transit coexisting. Drivers will be forced to be more attentive and aware of their surroundings, thus giving pedestrians and cyclists priority. This removes the dominance of vehicles and places emphasis on other modes of transit. These shared spaces, primarily located at the core of our T4 district, will encourage social interaction between passerbys, locals, and visitors. Furthermore, our shared spaces include sidewalks, which will allow for people to sit, play, exercise, and explore. The sidewalks and plazas will be designed for all ages and abilities to travel comfortably and with ease. Shopping. An emphasis on local business will be priority. A local economy is key and inherent to what we want to achieve in this neighborhood. The neighborhood will be zoned to allow for farmers markets, flea markets, and pop-up vendors to occupy public space appropriately. These spaces can host events, rallies, temporary markets, concerts, and much more. Culture, arts, and entertainment. Multi-use buildings will allow for the proliferation of cultural activities and other places of entertainment. These areas will be oriented around every member of the community through accessible plazas. With community centers, people can gather over common interests and for entertainment. This provides community members with another option to engage with neighbors and combat social isolation. Education. Community makerspaces encourage learning, creativity, and curiosity for all generations. This can foster innovation within the community across generations and all other possible boundaries. Arts districts have proven to be very effective by offering creative spaces and entrepreneurial spirit to places that have lost their vitality, likely because of economic suppression. The inclusion of a public school will be highly beneficial to this neighborhood as, again, it creates an environment of learning, respect for the area, and socialization between community members. Physical education will be designed into the landscape of the neighborhood, with opportunities to be physically active or sit on a bench or ledge at every turn. A public library is integral to making this a truly accessible community, perhaps with little free libraries around as well. Transportation. T4 areas typically have either subpar transportation systems or no transportation system at all. In places that have an existing transportation system, the system will be upgraded with respect to the new district and will improve upon each other. This means that if there is an underutilized bus system, we will build the district around it while simultaneously improving the transport system by adding or removing bus stops, redesigning bus shelters, improving buses themselves, advertising the bus system, and more. Since T4 is not ultra-urban, it will not be economical to build a subway or train system. It is more feasible to build a local trolley system, such as the one in San Francisco, or bus system, and rely on rideshare services. Additionally, there will be protected bike lanes. Green spaces and water. Green spaces and water features encourage people to spend time outside and socialize, especially if there is comfortable, movable seating surrounding with easy access to food. People will no doubt enjoy the spaces. There will be terraces, fountains, water features, walking paths, and much more. Streamlined outdoor to indoor spaces are also important. People will be able to effortlessly move from indoors to outdoors and back. This can be established through a centralized outdoor space in between buildings. Food access. Food production would be decentralized through urban agriculture that decreases the economic costs and pollution from long-distance shipping, keeps the food supply sustainable through weather phenomena, and retains its affordability for all residents. Compost facilities in the community would reduce other environmental burdens.
These are the recommendations that we advise for communities looking to implement the mix elsewhere. Retrofitting suburbia. Before building and developing all new facilities, thoroughly research and identify what exists already within established structures and transform them. Consider the environmental costs associated with any action and incorporate positive changes wherever possible. Restore places that are not of direct use to the community to nature. Make community a priority. What builds and maintains communities should be at the core of each design element. What brings people together? Create as many indoor and outdoor spaces that are accessible to the entire community and reduce isolation. Maintain accessibility. Ensure the resources you are trying to provide to your community are clearly communicated and readily available. The public should be able to navigate the neighborhood and its resources with ease. Design for the human scale. The neighborhood and its elements should be diverse and interactive. Spaces should be specifically accessible to pedestrians or those using public transit in order to encourage the reduction of cars in the community. Prioritize public health. The neighborhood should be adaptable to changes in public health issues. The neighborhood should be resilient to climate change and public health epidemics. Some might say that our new district will cause housing prices to rise and push existing residents out. However, our plan includes specific requirements for affordable housing and is designed with direct consideration for the people already living there. These basic concepts and components can be applied in a wide variety of other T4 districts nationally and internationally. The specific needs, size, and makeup of the community must be individually and carefully considered. For example, the district might not choose to include a pedestrian-only realm in favor of more shared spaces, or choose to expand the transportation sector. This will be all according to the budget and needs of a community. Suzanne Leonard, director of the international Making Cities Livable movement, says, "If we deliberately aimed to make cities that create loneliness, we could hardly have been more successful. We need to change the way our cities are structured to make building community our primary goal and avoid creating isolation in our design. We need to prioritize the health and well-being of our people if we want to see a brighter future for our cities."